Hello friend, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the official start of Strawberry Chic in sale week, where I upload a new video here on my channel every single day covering the Nordstrom anniversary sale. The goal of today's video is to really simplify making your wish list so you can feel confident knowing what items are going to be worth it and what items you should pass on in the sale this year. I'm going to be going through my top recommendations in the sale. So after you watch this video, hopefully you know exactly what you want and need and will be loving to use throughout the rest of the year. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you the 5th annual Nordstrom anniversary sale lookbook is officially out. So if you haven't grabbed your copy yet, I will leave a link for you down below. It is a completely free resource where I go through styling the best items in the sale so you can really get a good idea and maybe see things differently, or maybe see things that you completely missed as you were making your wish list. I styled nearly 250 outfits in the lookbook this year. It will cover everything from casual athleisure all the way to event dressing. Pretty much any outfit that you will need for the rest of the year, I have inspo for you in that lookbook. So definitely grab your copy. And I did want to mention you can click to shop any item in that and it will go directly to the Nordstrom site. I do recommend looking at it on desktop if you can, just because it is a very large file and that will allow you to open things in a new tab. If you click command before clicking the link, it will open in a new tab, and I just find that to be a lot easier. Although I do think if you're on mobile and iPad, you can hold down the link and then open it in a new window. So just wanted to give you a little inside tip there, because I know it can be annoying to kind of go back and forth between the two. But I am excited for you to go through that, so definitely don't miss that resource. If you're curious what is in my personal wish list, I'll be sharing that with you in tomorrow's upload, but let's jump into my top recommendations. So we're basically going to be going through different categories that I would personally recommend is worth the money in this sale, and then I'll also be sharing specific products as well if you're looking for specific ideas at different price points. So the first category that I would recommend checking out when you're building your fall wardrobe is the coat section, and specifically my number one recommendation in this sale would be the Reese wrap coat. I know that is already on a lot of your wish list, so I do expect this item to be a really quick seller. So if you are wanting to get your hands on this, I would recommend having it in your wish list and shopping as soon as the sale goes live for your shopping tier at midnight. And in my personal experience, I would recommend, if you can, to pay for that expedited shipping. I think it's $12 unless you want to overnight it for $20. But I have just found over the years that I'm more likely to get the items I want when I do that, because they are kind of prioritized to ship out sooner. If you're curious on my shopping tips, I've been shopping the sale for years. I do have more tips like that in a blog post that you can just quickly run through. If this is your first sale, I would definitely recommend giving that a browse, just because it will make your experience a lot better. So I will link that for you down below. But back to the Reese coat. I purchased my Reese coat 2 years ago, and it is such a classic staple that you can really reach for over and over again. I find myself reaching for this when I'm wearing leggings, just running to the store, but it also dresses up really nicely as well. It's just a classic camel color, and the percentage of wool is really nice in this one. I think it's just over 80%, so it will keep you really warm even though it is unlined. In the sale, you can save $225. I believe this is the best deal that they run all year on this coat. For my general sizing recommendation, I would say kind of depends on what size you're going for. They say size 0 to 4 runs smaller. I can be a size 4 or 6, so because I knew that 4 potentially ran smaller, I went with a size 6 in the coat, and it fits perfectly. It is very tailored, at least mine. It does look like the one in the sale this year is very close in fit to mine as well. So I went with a size 6. I would say I can't wear super bulky sweaters underneath that, but for me here in the South, that is okay. If you do want a little bit more room, you may want to size up. And then online it does say sizes 6 and up runs more true to size. If that coat does sell out, there are other coat options as well. There's one in the sale from Sam Edelman that is priced at $149. 2 years ago, I actually compared these two coats side by side. I'll try to find the footage of that video if you're curious how they compare, but that is another good classic option to consider as well. And I would also double check the Reese site as well, because they do their summer sale, and the past 2 years I have found the Reese coat on sale directly at their site as well. So if yours sells out in the Nordstrom sale, head directly to Reese and see if it happens to be on sale and in stock directly. If you already have a good classic coat and you're looking for another coat option, there are some other more casual pieces to consider. This one caught my eye because it reminds me a lot of my quilted Burberry coat, and I think it would be great for those transitional seasons between, you know, winter to spring and summer to fall. There's also some really great Ralph Lauren coats as well, so I will just have a roundup of my favorite coats for you down below. Before we get into the second category, I wanted to share my personal recommendations for how you can build a wardrobe that you love through this sale and how you can decrease the overwhelm of it a little bit, because there's so many different things. It's kind of hard to narrow down what specifically you should focus on, but keep in mind that building a wardrobe is something that does not happen overnight. You cannot buy everything that your wardrobe needs in this sale. I mean, that would be nice, but it definitely takes time. So if this is a sale that you have shopped again and again, you can just pick up those key pieces, like 1 or 2 of those key pieces each year, and find yourself building your wardrobe slowly through the sale that way. So if you already have a good classic coat, then obviously you don't need a coat in the sale, and consider other categories in the video. The second category I would recommend that is definitely worthwhile in this sale is the shoe category, and specifically the boot section. If you do not have a go-to classic boot in your wardrobe, that would probably be my #1 recommendation to really focus in on during this sale. When it comes to footwear, I think it is worthwhile to spend a little bit more money, because you can really tell a difference between a lower priced, cheaper boot option compared to something that has higher quality materials. You can really see a difference, whereas a t-shirt that's $100 versus $10, no one's gonna sit there and be able to tell as easily. But when it comes to shoes too, it's also so important to have something that is comfortable. They take a lot of wear and tear, especially if you're walking in cities and traveling in them. So spending a little bit more on your shoes is definitely worthwhile when it comes to building a wardrobe you love. If you are looking to make an investment in the sale this year, this would be my top pick. It is from Paige, comes in both black and brown, and I feel like this is a very classic piece. They're very similar to some knee-high boots that I have in my wardrobe, so I personally don't need these in the sale this year, but these would definitely be my top sort of investment boot. The second investment boot I would consider is the Stuart Weitzman over the knee boot. I have one in my wardrobe that I bought a couple years ago, and it's a staple for me during the winter time especially, and for traveling. I wore them in London, I take them to New York, and I spray these with a suede protector, and I find them really comfortable for lots of walking. So depending on if you want a heeled version or a flatter option, those are the 2 investment boots that I would recommend or consider in the sale. And just a general tip, my personal preference when it comes to boots and shopping, figuring out sizing, I can be an 8.5 or a 9, but I generally always size up a half size in my boots just because I find them to be more comfortable, to have a little extra room if I want to wear a thicker sock or if I want to put an insert in them. You cannot get your normal size and then expect to be able to put an insert in them or wear a thicker sock when it's really cold out. So personally, that is my preference, to always kind of size up a half size in boots, especially if they're specifically for fall and winter. My second shoe option, if you're looking for something with a flatter heel that would be a little more comfortable for lots of walking, I would recommend these Blondo knee-high boots. These also come in black and a chocolate brown. I actually purchased the over-knee version of this chocolate boot last winter, and I wore them in London and Paris. I walked tens of thousands of miles in them, honestly, and was really comfortable. I did put an insert in them, but this is a really great waterproof option, and also would be a really comfortable option if you don't want to heel. So I actually was gifted a pair from Mark Fisher for the sale, and I picked out the over-the-knee boot option. I love the color. It's very similar to last year's version, although this year's version is an over-the-knee option. And with this boot, I would say it can definitely be dressed up, and it will look gorgeous with dresses, midi skirts, that type of thing. I find that Mark Fisher runs a little narrow, so I would probably be uncomfortable in an 8.5, so I did pick up a 9 in these, but I probably wouldn't wear them with an insert. So if you are wider, definitely size up. So I was very fortunate to get a couple of the pieces included in the sale this year a little bit early, thanks to the brands that I have great relationships with. So I will be sharing some of those items as well as items that I already own included in the sale on Tuesday. So that will be kind of the first sort of try-on haul to kickstart in sale week, and then my massive big try-on haul from this year will be going up on Wednesday. The other boot that I would recommend is from Sam Edelman. If you're looking for a good overall boot, something that can be not as dressy, kind of dressed down, I would recommend the Sam Edelman because I am always confident that their shoes are going to be so comfortable, and I just find the quality and craftsmanship to be really good for the price point. So this is the boot that was included last year, but they do have one very similar. The heel is just a little bit thicker, and then other than that, it is very comparable. So these look great with jeans, leggings, dresses. They're pretty much a great go-to. So if you're kind of unsure what your wardrobe needs, I would suggest the light suede Sam Edelman boot. Next category I would recommend is the denim category. If you need a good quality pair of jeans, this would definitely be the time to pick them up. My personal favorite and top recommendation would be the Mother line. I've just been so impressed with their fit. I specifically love the Hustler jean. I own it in a light whitewash, and those are by far my most worn jean. They've actually been a bestseller every month this year, and I think they were last year too. And then I also picked them up in a darker wash last Nordstrom sale. And those are by far my most worn jeans. They just fit me perfectly. They never stretch out, and they're really comfortable too. Like if you're gonna be postpartum, I think those would be a great jean. If those are a little bit higher than you're wanting to spend, the other brands I would recommend is Madewell. They have some options in the sale this year that are under $100. And that brand, I do typically go with my size down. I'm between a 27 and a 28. In Mother, I wear 28, but in Madewell, I usually wear a 27. And then the other brand would be Wit and Wisdom. They have some options around $50. They're very comfortable. Again, they would be really great postpartum jeans, especially if you know that might not be your forever size, so you may not want to invest in like a designer, Mother option. I would consider the Wit and Wisdom. They're very stretchy. I do wear a size 4 in those. I would recommend sizing down, honestly, because they are very stretchy. But those would be my jean brands that I would recommend for the sale. The next category that is worthwhile in the sale is sweaters. Specifically, if you're really wanting to invest in cashmere, this would be a great time to consider picking up some of those staple fall and winter basics. I have my eye on a couple. I'll be sharing those tomorrow, but I have really fallen in love with cashmere. It is just so comfortable. However, wool and cashmere blends can always be a little iffy whether or not they're going to be itchy on me. So I'm just going to have to try these and kind of see how I feel about them. But cashmere is a great option in the sale, especially when you can get it discounted. And there's a lot of different options if you're wanting something more casual or a little bit dressier for work, or if you want a sweater dress option. They do have a really nice simple sweater dress in the sale this year. This cashmere poncho has been a bestseller the past 2 years. It does always typically sell out, but that's a really great transitional piece. It's a really soft, lightweight cashmere material, and what I love about cashmere is just how breathable it is. If you don't tend to overheat when wearing it, so it's great for those transitional periods, and it is just so soft and luxurious. The Free People sweaters in this sale, I love that they have a couple options this year. Usually there's just one go-to that everyone is obsessed with, but I feel like this year I'm interested to see which one ends up being a favorite. So there is a return of the In the Deep turtleneck sweater, I think it's called. That one was like crazy popular for 2 Nordstrom sales. Then they didn't bring it back last year, and now it is back again. So I do expect that one to be a quick seller. But I also am really excited for this more cropped version. It reminds me of what I picked up a couple, like in 2020, and it's one of my favorite sweaters. So I feel like this is a kind of newer take on that, and I think this one's gonna be really popular as well. With Free People, their sizing runs generally oversized. So if you want a closer fit, I would definitely size down. The next category worthwhile in this sale is beauty. Specifically, if you are wanting to either make a more investment in your beauty routine, say a hair tool or a face tool, something like that, or if you have products that are included in the sale that you know you already love. Generally in the sale, you are paying a little bit more to get more of a value size. So you get like multi-packs of things. So if it's your first time trying a product, I don't know if it necessarily makes sense in the beauty department at least. For example, the Donna Cashmere deodorant comes in a pack of 3. If you have never tried that deodorant, I don't think that would be my top suggestion for you type of thing. But if you love it and you want to stock up on it, then it totally makes sense. The hair tools are a good option to consider. I have tried both. The GHD, I would say, is a really good curling iron, but my hair currently doesn't hold that 1.25 inch curl as well now that it's a little bit longer. So I have been reaching for my T3 a little bit more, and what I love about the T3 is that you can switch out the barrels, so it's not a commitment to one specific size, and that takes up less room in your vanity if you want to have multiple options. And they usually do 20% off, like for Black Friday, maybe 25%, but in the sale it is actually a better deal. So that is definitely a good option to consider. I do have experience with quite a few of the beauty products, so I'll be sharing a quick review of those in Tuesday's video when I go over things that I already have on sale. So stay tuned for more beauty reviews if that is a category that you are focusing on for this sale this year. Next category that I think is worthwhile not to overlook is the home and gifting category. A lot of people like to go ahead and get a head start on their holiday shopping in July because there are so many sales going on. There's Amazon Prime, there's a lot of Christmas in July type of sales. So definitely go ahead and think ahead if there are any, people on your shopping list or things that you want to go ahead and cross off to get ahead of. Some specific home and gifting recommendations would be the Pura device. I think that is such a great gift for homeowners, hostess gifts, mother-in-law type of thing. I have really loved mine. I picked mine up actually in the sale in 2021, and I love that they have multiple scent options in the sale this year, and it's 33% off, which is actually their biggest discount of the year. So you're getting multiple, packs of fragrances. Like I think there's 4 in all of them. A good classic scent would be the Volcano. That is actually the Anthropology scent, and I feel like I've never had anyone say they hate it type of thing. So that would probably be my top recommendation if you're looking for scents. I have that one in our kitchen currently. Other gift options, of course, I have to mention the Barefoot Dreams blanket. I have 2 of them and I use them every single day. I don't have one on currently because I am warm enough in this sweater, which this sweater is actually included in the sale this year from Waif. So I will be styling it in my upcoming try-on haul. Yeah, the Barefoot Dreams blankets. If you are going to be postpartum, that totally changes the game on what I would recommend for you. But consider getting a robe. That is something that I got my Barefoot Dreams robe in 2018 and I still use it. It's still in great condition, that type of thing. But that'd be great too if you're going to be pregnant, postpartum this year or next year. And then of course there's a lot of really great baby gear as well that I have personal experience with that I would recommend if you are having a newborn. My top recommendation would be the Duna stroller. I was so sad when Josie grew out of that because it made life so much easier, especially with traveling. That was her primary car seat when she was a newborn and able to fit in it. So that would be probably my top recommendation. The Vista's in the sale, which is another stroller we picked up in the Nordstrom sale a couple years ago, and we still use it now too. It's just such good quality. Lots of car seats. The Nuna convertible car seat is included, although from my personal experience, I would actually recommend considering a rotational car seat. We have the one from Graco, which is much more affordable, and I like it more than our Nuna car seat just because the Nuna is really difficult to get Josie in now that she's bigger. It's like the hole to get her in is so small because it comes up really high. It's amazing quality, but just wanted to be honest, if you are considering that car seat, for the money, I would consider the rotational car seat, just because I think those are a complete game changer. Wow, it is too freaking dark. Oh my goodness. Sorry, there are storm clouds outside, so I didn't realize how dark my lighting was getting, but now we're good. I have gone through every single page of this sale and have actually pulled my favorite and top recommendations for all of the categories. So if you're not wanting to spend all the time going through like 70 pages on the Nordstrom site, I would head over to the Ultimate Shop page. I've broken this page down by category to make it so quick and easy for you to browse the best products included in the sale. I have it organized by category, so if you're shopping for dresses, sweaters, under 50, under 100, gift ideas, I have it all broken down on that page. And I will also be announcing giveaway winners on that page as well. So I would just kind of leave that tab up for the next week, because it's going to be constantly updated with bestsellers and things like that. So I will link that page for you at the very top of the description box down below. I would love to hear what is on the top of your wish list this year, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video where I'll be sharing the items that I'm personally so excited to pick up in the sale this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.